We're at the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland, getting ready for U.S. Open Association Championship tractor pulling action. Chris Chapman is standing by with an up-close look at dragster tractor racing.
Multi-engine tractors are used in modified tractor pulling for tremendous horsepower. This is Paul Norman's War Wagon, which features a stacked 3-engine system. We're talking power. Strapping 2 airplane engines to the front of a tractor and using them to pull down the track can be a pretty dangerous situation. But Rick Grossefeller, the owner of the Policy Peddler, really doesn't worry too much about the potential danger. He owns his own insurance company. Rick, tell me why you're using 2 airplane engines on a tractor pull.
Well, to get the power that we need to compete with the automotive engine, with 4 to 6 motors for the automotive engine, it takes 2 Allison motors to compete with them.
What goes through your mind as you sit up there and you know that you're sitting there with 2 airplane motors and all these other guys have really normal motors on the front of theirs when you're getting ready to go out to do your pull?
Well, our motors are a whole lot more temperamental, so you just hope everything's right with the motor and the fuel systems and to compete with them. The motors were built in the 1930s and 40s.
As he gets ready to make the first pull, the handbrake and hand throttle being guided forward. And now 6,000 horsepower is unleashed. Finally pulling back on the throttle to shut it down. The distance is 106 feet, 2 inches. Callie Davis of the machine called Running Bear waits for the flagman to throw the green. It's up. Here's the Running Bear. And Davis will dig in well short of his goal. But we are back now to monster truck semifinal action in the Superdome in New Orleans. Ford versus Chevrolet in a final round is guaranteed as each of the semis pit Ford versus Ford and GM versus GM. It's Bigfoot and Jim Kramer leaving the line right with Rob Morris in the 4-wheel crazy Ford. Incredible leap for Kramer as he heads into the second turn beautifully. A little bobble in the middle of the turn, but not nearly as bad as the problems experienced by the 4-wheel crazy driver who fails to make it around the second turn. The crowd goes crazy as the Bigfoot Ford advances to the final round. On the replay, you can see the incredible air that Kramer's Bigfoot Ford got on the first set of crush cars. But Rob Morris runs into problems in the 4-wheel crazy machine entering that second turn, missing the turn completely as Kramer himself ran into a few problems, but still straightened it out with plenty of room to spare. Meanwhile, on the starting line, it's GMC versus Chevrolet. Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher, Greg Holbrook's Equalizer lead the line side by side. Porter with a big advantage. It's up to the kid now to make up the difference. The winner will have to take on Bigfoot. And it looks like Porter's got it wrapped. But he runs into problems. So does Holbrook. Who can recover first? It's the kid and the Equalizer advancing to the final round in an upset. Unbelievable battle that saw Gary Porter's Carolina Crusher with a huge advantage going into the final turn. And then the truck goes crazy. Looking at the replay, the start was virtually even. And Porter already started making up time out of the first turn and has this huge advantage going into the final turn. But then the yellow Chevrolet gets crossed up. Holbrook gets sideways as well. And it's Holbrook and the Equalizer that recovers from the error first to advance to a Bigfoot showdown here at the Superdome. Unbelievable battle. So that will pit a GMC rear-engine truck from Tennessee with a 19-year-old at the wheel against the best-known truck in monster truck racing, Jim Kramer and Bigfoot. It's all coming up. Don't go away. the Capitol Center in Landover, Maryland. This is the machine called One to Go of longtime Maryland campaigner Gary Mills. You're looking at a helicopter turbine engine, driving power to the rear wheels, 4,000 horsepower out of one solitary power plant. But it should be obvious that Mills has serious problems. The distance, only 68 feet even. Bill Jones and the attitude adjuster, 1,000 cubic inches of Chevy V16, 4,000 horsepower on tap. Unbelievable, literally an indoor fireworks show. This is the awesome behemoth with 10,000 horsepower of John Powell. More than enough for the field here at Landover, Maryland. Now the pressure is on the incredible war wagon of Paul Norman. Now full throttle. Norman in the war wagon stumbles at mid-range. And no way. Even Norman himself shakes his head. John Powell and the Powell pulling 4-engine Chrysler Hemi takes the overall victory. Looking at the replay on Norman's war wagon, you could see that he was very, very conservative, not getting into full throttle until around 100 feet. And then the machine started bucking. He was forced to get in and out of the throttle. A tough break for a driver who was really a pre-race favorite going into this pulling event. But you can compare his pull to this incredible display of brute torque and horsepower by John Powell's awesome quad-motored Hemi. In fact, the actual winning distance was, believe it or not, no less than 54 feet. Powell takes the win with Paul Norman second at 121 feet. Robert Hutton's clodhopper at 119, Tally Davis at 117, and Bob Kinzer at 108 round out the top five.
But in the meantime, we've got a showdown that could well be the most exciting of the 1991 U.S. Hobbit Association season so far. A 19-year-old rookie out of Tennessee in a GMC takes on the best-known monster machine in the history of the sport, Bigfoot versus the Equalizer for the championship dash at the Superdome. Kramer would appear to have the advantage in Bigfoot as they go into the last turn. Can the kid make up the difference? He's coming around. A beautiful turn. Kramer trying to keep it, and he does as Holbrook gets sideways. The crowd goes crazy, and Greg Holbrook limps across the finish line. The 19-year-old knows he's just been taught a valuable lesson. An incredible battle until the Equalizer ran into problems right in the middle of the last turn, and for the second year in a row, the Bigfoot team wins this event. On the replay, the start was virtually dead even. Holbrook did a masterful job of staying with Bigfoot despite the fact that he had the outside lane in the first turn, but he made up all his time on the inside turn of the last run, but spun it here. Even the independent front and rear steering couldn't help him. Kramer drives around for this sideways landing.
I know that you were the very first man who was the first professional monster truck driver, and you've always loved what you've done. You've always been the man who made the innovations along with Bob Chandler. You're the man who guided this sport. But you know as well as I do that there are a lot of these 19-year-olds coming up that are gunning to take you out.
Oh, yes. You know, we started out, and actually monster truck racing actually started right here in the Dome. If you remember, this was the first bona fide monster truck race ever put on was here. Bob Chandler's been out there trying to perform for the people, try to get them what they want to see, try to keep ahead of the game, try to make their sport safer and faster, and I think he's done a great job doing that. I'm just proud to be a part of the Bigfoot organization, be able to drive for them. These guys are tough. You have to work for your wins, and they're more fun if you have to work for them.
An incredible job. Congratulations, guy. The crowd loved every minute of it.
Always glad to be here at the Superdome. This is the first place for monster truck racing. It's the best place.
You didn't cut him any slack until you ran into problems in the last turn. What happened?
Just lack of experience. He's just been doing this for years and me.
Well, that's being humble. There's no question about that.